Kindness is a sort of, I think it's the primary stage of empathy. When you feel for someone, whether you want to care for someone, and kindness can be either by word or by action. And I learned kindness very early in my life. I learned it actually from my mother. When I was very small, I was walking, and my mother met someone that really looked not too happy, and she was walking. And my mother said, I love this color, how beautiful this sari looks on you. And that lady's face lit up. So I asked my mother, I said, Mummy, why are you, every time you meet someone, you say something? She says, you know what, you don't know what has happened to that person through the day. You don't know what is happening to. So when you meet someone, say something nice, but it must be the truth. Don't make it up, don't exaggerate it. But when you say something genuinely, it makes the person feel good, and for all you know, you might change that day of the person. And I so truly understand that, because when you're feeling low and someone says something that cheers you up and makes you feel good. The second act, that was a word, and the second act of kindness, that's what I felt was put into me very small. There was a maid who worked in our house, and actually she was thrown out of a neighbor's house because she was stealing milk and drinking. So when she came to our house, my mother was giving her a glass of milk every day and breakfast. I said, Mommy, what are you doing? So she said, why this lady needs milk and food? Because she is pregnant. So look at that, instead of thinking, why is she stealing from someone else and not employing, she found the need that that person needs to be fed because she was pregnant. So I think this sort of deeds of kindness are so effective. I think also in my everyday life, more recently, pre-COVID actually, I formed a group of people. They are all volunteers, and we formed a group called Connect and Care. And what did we do as Connect and Care? We realized around here in Bangalore, many people were housebound. No children here, they're all parts of the world. They were all lonely and hardly any visitors. So what we did was we used to visit them, once a week or so, to cheer them up. Just find out how they are. Can we read to you? Can we play games with you? Can we do something with you? And I think these are tiny. How much time does it take? Hardly any time, hardly any effort, but it brings a change in that person's life. So I think this is something, and I think even more, when I think of acts of kindness, you see what kindness does to a person. We have this Romla Palliative Care Center in SNEHA, and there was one patient of cancer in Dharavi. She was a lady, she was in her 60s, she was married, not too happily, and no children. So when she had this cancer that was not curative, they referred to us, and our doctor, nurse, counselor used to visit her, and they were on the phone whenever she needed. And after some time, one day she was worsening. Actually, there was no way we could cure her of the cancer, but we were there for her to relieve her pain and all. And one day what that lady told the team, she said, do you know something? I'm so glad I got the cancer. No one has been so kind to me, come and sat with me or listen to what I feel. So I think these are acts of kindness that is in everybody's realm. I think as you walk on the street, I know when I walk on the promenade in the morning, you see an old person struggling, you stop, say morning, ask them what they would you like to sit? These are, even as you see, for example, acts of kindness would be, there is a sweeper who cleans the promenade, sweeping. Every day he has to do the same thing, and you stop the morning and say, what an excellent job you've done. Thanks to you, the promenade is clean. And the best thing is, you really make them feel good. You say, can I take a photograph with you, and you take a photograph with that sweeper. It has made that person's day. Simple things. It doesn't take time, it doesn't take energy. But it impacts not only the life of the person to whom you're kind, but impacts your own life. And if I look at I know if I have to think of all the people who have been kind to me, probably the list would never end. We've lived because people have been kind to us, and I think we in return, we have to be kind to. So I think that caring is that if you care, you need to be